संदीप सोपारकर नॉन इंडियन डांस बॉलरूम के महारथी, जिन्हें जर्मन बॉलरूम डांस टीचर के रूप में प्रशिक्षण पाने वाले पहले भारतीय होने का गौरव प्राप्त हुआ। इस मंच पर नॉन इंडियन डांस टीम के मार्गदर्शक संदीप सोपारकर।
Hi, I'm Sandeep Soparrkar. I'm a dancer and a choreographer, and I'm also father to this going to be a teenager. I'm a single father, and it's a very prestigious thing for me because I think I play both the roles of a father and of a mother.
Hello, everyone. Today I have the honor to talk to a person that I've been following since I've been dancing since the early age of 10 and 11. He has been an inspiration in many ways for a lot of artists in India. He has not only been honored with the Dada Saheb Phalke Award, but he was also showered with the title of the Ballroom Dance Jewel by the British House of Commons. He was also featured in the prestigious Dance Today magazine, one of the 100 most influential dancers in the world. He is not only an RJ, he's not only a columnist, he's a performer, he's a choreographer. He more or less does everything under the sky, okay? But most importantly, what I see him as is the face of Latin and ballroom dance in India. We have Sandeep Soparrkar, sir.
Thank you so much, Anmol. Lovely talking to you and lovely meeting you. I must tell you also that I've been watching your videos and you dance extremely well.
I'm extremely grateful for this, sir. Those are the kindest words. I'm extremely grateful. So I really, I'm glad that I'm talking to you. And I just wanted to start off by asking you, how are you doing in this interesting time? How has this lockdown been for you? You are a person who has been actively working for the past 25, 30 years. How has been this time for you?
You know, it's been a strange emotional time for me, I would say, because dance has completely stopped in so many ways for all of us almost. So everything has become online. So it was a little a sad zone, I would say, because, you know, it wasn't giving what I always wanted to do, live audience and people and students in front of you. And on the other side, I spent the time with my parents, which I was dying to do for the past so many years and I could not get because of my travel. So it's been a great journey. I would say the 6 months have been very beautiful emotionally, and at the same time very sad because I think I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, which was dancing. But I guess everybody's life needs that little break sometimes, and this break has been really good.
That's beautiful, sir. So one question that really fascinates me about any artist, and I want to know, is I always want to know how their personal life has been and how is it that they have this inkling towards a particular art form. I just wanted to get a slight idea about your childhood. How were your growing up days, and how was your family dynamic like?
You know, my father was in the army, my grandfather was in the army, so we always had ballroom dancing as a very important part of our life. Because in army, what used to happen those days was every weekend they would have these live bands playing the cha-chas and the waltzes and the jives, and we would all go for these mess parties and we would dance with our parents. My first dancing step was the foxtrot with my grandmother. So it kind of began at the age of 5, such an early age for me. But when I turned into a teenager, I thought this was a great way to hold women and kind of, you know, mazak karo with them. would just kind of give me that opportunity like most of teenagers would feel. But when I reached your age in my 20s is when I felt that ballroom dancing was not about holding women. It was not about just dancing away the way we thought it was at parties and nightclubs. It was a lot to do with spiritually. It was a lot to do with understanding yourself, your partner, coordination, the whole I would say like a hand in glove thing that happens when you dance with your partner. It's a lot more difficult than doing a solo dancing, because you have to coordinate with somebody and coordinate so well that it looks like one. So that was something which excited me so much. And then when I started studying more about dance, especially my education in dance, when I went and did my dance studies, I realized that ballroom dancing goes back 4,350 years, which is such a big history behind this dance form. And the more I read about it, the more I traveled, the more I fell in love with ballroom dancing.
Mm-hmm. So I was also reading up about your journey, and is it true that while you were doing your hotel management, is that the turning point where you were like, where you wanted to professionally pursue the art form? Is that the turning point where you were like, I have to go full throttle?
Not really. I was studying. I did my MBA. I did my hotel management, and I was studying. I, in fact, worked also after that. I was trying to balance both my lives of dancing and my career, like the professional career which I had taken up. But I felt that somewhere I was not giving justice to that particular profession of mine. Because if I had a class at 6 o'clock to go for, or a show to go for at 7:30, I would not take up meetings after 5 o'clock because I had to get ready, and you know how it is. So you make bahanas to be at the other place on time, and that was being not right to the job that I was doing. And my boss that time, Sheetal Pinto, a lady, now she's in Canada, she told me, Sandeep, you are young, you can try it out, go ahead and just do what your heart is telling you, your mind is telling you, and don't worry. If you feel you're not succeeding in dancing, come back to me, because I will always keep this job open for you. I think that kind of gave me assurance that I can probably go and try something else and do what I feel like doing. And that's what really happened.
Wow, that's beautiful, sir. So, because I think any artist wants sort of that push or an assurance that you should go for it. And
True.
because they're always hesitant to sort of pursue something that doesn't have structure, like any art form. So I also wanted to understand what was the point where you did go to, because when I hear that you're the first person who was certified in Bonn by the Ballroom Dance Training School, I wanted to know how is that point from India to go to Germany and learn dance over there? How was
See,
that from
that's
one point?
because I felt that when I need to learn a dance like ballroom dancing, which is not a dance from India, I need to go and do my training internationally. It will not work in India at all. So the easier way to was go to Germany, because I had people there in Germany, and I went, of course, went there, gave my examination, my admissions happened at the school, and I was surprised because no Indian had ever been there. And it was, and they welcomed me with open arms, because I think they just saw a new nationality coming in, somebody who was not Gora with blonde hair and who was brown with black hair, and he wanted to do ballroom dancing, and that wasn't happening so much that time with the Asian people. So I think that was something which was very welcoming, and I thought I might face racism, but I did not, and they were really, in fact, overwhelmed to see somebody who's not a blonde and white skin to try to do this dance form, which is not from my country, but it is from their country.
That is beautiful. So I, also one thing that I've noticed about your entire journey is there has been a beautiful balance between working on one's craft while still pursuing sort of commercial pursuits with shows and anything that brings sort of a monetary aspect of it to the art form as well. This balance is something that I've communicated with many artists. They struggle with whether they should only work on their craft and really honing it, and in that process say no to a lot of commercial opportunities. Now this balance is something I've seen many artists struggle with. What would be your advice to individuals that are looking at both and not trying to can't really figure out what is their true calling between both?
My mom always told me, she was a Bharatanatyam dancer, she always told me, whatever comes to you, you must never say no to it. Just say yes, because you never know what God has in store for you. After doing, like I said, my MBA, my hotel management, my PhD, I'm dancing. It was something that I never really thought I would do. I was always dancing as a hobby, kind of an activity, which most of us always do. And suddenly turn into this professional thing. So you never know how your passion might turn out to be. So never say no to anything. So whether it was films coming my way or shows coming my way, or it was trying to mix ballroom dancing with Bollywood music and with Bollywood style of dancing, or maybe mixing it and presenting it for Jhalak Dikla Ja on stage, or for DID, or any of these kind of events and shows which are more Bollywood driven and not really ballroom dancing driven, I thought I should just experiment. I must not say no, because I really never know what will happen to me. And we have a short life. We don't know how long we're going to live, right? Now, see this
100%.
corona times, we don't know what's happening. Nobody ever thought we will have to be sitting in the house for so many months. So we really don't know what's going to come into our lap. So whatever comes, just grab it. But the only important thing is give the best that you have to it.
Yeah.
So that is what is most important, because whatever comes to you is a calling from him, and you must listen, thank him for it, and just go ahead and do it.
So, similar on this topic itself, I wanted to understand, because you're traveling all over the world with Latin and ballroom, and then you come to Mumbai, where you are being offered these shows where you have to do Jhalak Dikla Ja or Dance India Dance, where it isn't strictly focused on the particular genre of dance. It is going to be sort of catered towards a larger pan-India audience.
True.
So how did you sort of manage that? Did you have to suck a bit in and be like, okay, I'll cater to what they want me to do because that is the project? How did you balance coming from that school and then come to Mumbai with the various shows that you did?
You know, I was just sitting with my son the other day, and we were talking about how many countries have I gone to. I have gone to 96 different countries till now. Okay.
Wow.
So I have seen so much of dance all over the world. I have met so many different dancers from all over the world. And one thing which I learned from them was to adjust to the audience that we are dancing for, we are performing for, we are catering to. Like if I'm choreographing for a film, it is not my film. I'm a part of that film. It's the director's vision and his outlook, which I'm just trying to enhance for him. So I need to think from his point of view. I can't be stuck up in my chair and say, I need to do only this particular thing. So even in my class, yes, I'm very stuck up. I will teach you exactly what you're supposed to learn. I'll teach you on Latin music. I'll teach you on English numbers. I'll teach you techniques, and I'll teach you all that's required in the classroom, because that's where I need to be more strict. But when it comes to being on stage or being on television or being in films or anything extra that I do apart from that, I think that I need to cater to the people who are asking me to do the job for them. So I've been hired for a particular expertise I have, which I need to fuse with things that they are bringing. So I must never be stuck up in what I'm doing. And that is, I think, an army background has taught me, because I've traveled so much. It kind of taught me to adjust to different people, different cultures, different mindsets, different ways people are behaving. And I think it kind of helped me in so many ways to enhance my dance as well.
Also, similarly, I was seeing so much of your work that has been in films. My personal favorite being that, did you work in Saat Khun Maaf on the song
Yes.
Darling?
Yes.
My personal favorite, sir. I can
Thank
see
you.
it's a Sandeep Soparrkar song.
Thank
Also,
you.
sir, I also wanted to understand, like, sir, did you also work in kites?
Yes, Sky to Ritik, yes.
From
Fire.
I was interacting with one choreographer, Amit from Danceworks, who had worked with him on Guzarish, and he spoke about him and created the analogy that he's more or less a sponge. No matter what the particular dance form he is, he's really hard on himself to do it. So what was
True.
your work experience like with him?
I think Ritik is one of the best dancers of our country. You know what? And as a choreographer, we have to, in fact, think completely out of the box and be 100 times more creative than what we normally are. Because whatever you give that man, he will just do it for you like that. And you will say, oh my God, I need to make it difficult, need to make it more difficult. So we need to set our own benchmarks and keep going ahead of it, because this man is going to be breaking each of them. So be it the kites or his HRX launch, or be it the Britannia ad, so many things that I have done with him. Every time whenever I worked with him, I had to make sure that I am just going crazy with my own thoughts and my assistants, and we all go completely mad, because we know that we have him to, choreograph for him or to train him, because that man is just from another world completely.
Yeah. And so, especially knowing the sort of like the success that he's had, the fact that he's still hard on himself in the rehearsals and still trying to like up the quotient, it's really praiseworthy.
I think for any choreographer, when you get an artist who is extraordinarily good, or who's giving that extra effort, and not extra effort, but all that they have, I think we also feel creative enough to, excited enough to do things for that person. Because
Yes.
you know that person is going to give you much more than what you are expecting, what you can even dream about. So that's something I think which is a great pleasure to be choreographing for anyone who's of a caliber like Ritik.
So also, I wanted to, in the topic of working with artists, I wanted to know how has your experience been with working with international stars who do their concerts, which include a choreography plus.
So I presume you're talking about as to how it is when there is a mix of international people and like a choreography which is on stage and which is like a to balance that whole thing out. Internationally working with artists is a completely different atmosphere coming and comparing it to the Indian scenario, I would say, because international ways the artist works so differently, especially in films. The rehearsals go on for weeks and weeks, and then even for a few seconds of choreography, it's a huge lot of rehearsal. And since they have lesser dance numbers happening for them, it's a complete different field altogether, I would say. So I would say working with international artists is a complete different ball game, and working with Indian artists is a complete different scenario altogether. But yes, definitely working with Indian artists is a lot more fun because they are like me and they are like us. So it's a lot easier and a lot more in terms of enjoying myself, because I'm with my own community, with my own people. And internationally, sometimes we have to think differently because their working culture is different, their working style is different, their ways of working is also, the music is a sense of musicality is different. We think differently from them. And I think dance is more in our blood. And we dance at every occasion, because of which we look lot more polished in so many different ways. So if you have to ask me, like, comparing between Indian scenario and international scenario, I would say I love working with Indian artists or in India itself, because that's a completely different high I get when I'm with the Indian kind of scenario here. Also, I think I would like to add, and I would like to thank KBM Trust, and I would also like to thank Artist Circle for calling me on this show, because chatting with you, Anmol, has been really, really fantastic. You are a superb dancer. I would like to, just through this chat, like to say a few things to the upcoming students of dance and students of life, which I think is very important for students to learn today. And I think that's been missing, especially now during the time of COVID and lockdown, where everything's happening online and classes are happening online, and everybody is learning everything online through Zoom, like we are together on Zoom and so on and so forth. So things are a little different. Ways of teaching have changed. I'm sure it will be like this for some time, but certain things which will always remain the same, Anmol, would be about the way the students normally are, and what will make these students really become better as dancers. So I would say if they learn from 5 different birds, 5 different qualities, it would make them great students of dance. And those 5 birds, I would say, first is like the crow. What does a crow do? A crow comes, fatafat nahata chala jata hai, which means the personal things as a student of dance, you must pay less attention to. You must pay more attention to what you're going to get into. So you're like kaka snanam, they say. So the bath of a crow is very quick, and it goes fatafat back to its work. So let's learn from the crow, and let's not be into our personal life so much, but let's be more into our professional life, which is very important. Second one, like a woodpecker. What does a woodpecker do? Ek jagah pe khad, 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 it keeps working at it, and only then that particular thing has a hole in it. So same way as a dancer, what's most important is that you keep practicing one step 1,000 times. Today, many students come and say, "Aaj naya kya sikha rahe hain aap?" Okay, aaj Zoom class ho rahi hai, aap aaj kya sikha rahe hain? It's not about मैं आज क्या सिखा रहा हूँ. It's about आप पुराना कितनी बारी कर रहे हैं. That is what makes you a better dancer. It will make you better technique in terms of dancing, because you have practiced one thing 1,000 times. So second, like a woodpecker. Third, I would say most important is like a crane, a bagula. What does a crane do? It stands on one foot. Sharp laser-like concentration. And that is what is important as a dancer. You need to be attentive at all point of time, whether you're on stage or whether you're in class, to pick up everything your teacher is giving it to you. You need to grasp it and keep it with you, not today, but forever. because you never know, those golden words might never come out again from your teacher's mouth. Or that particular experience on stage, you will never ever get it again. So be like a crane standing on one foot with laser-like sharp intellect and patience also, which is very, very important. The fourth one I would say is like a sparrow. Alpahari, like they call it. It eats very little. So don't have chocolates, pastries, ye sab mil raha hai, kha rahe, because dance is a very visual medium. You know that, Anmol, what I'm talking about. Because it's a visual medium, it becomes very important that you keep yourself fit. I'm not saying you have to be having a sexy figure, but yes, you need to be fit, because a dancer is very important if they remain healthy and remain fit. So be like a chidiya, be like a bird, be careful of what you eat. And last, but the most important, I would say like an eagle. What does an eagle do? It flies the highest, but its eyes are on the ground, which means as a dancer, you will get the best of the world. You will see the best of people. You will perform for the best of people in the world, but be grounded, because a dancer dances on the ground, does not dance up in the air. So these are 5 things. If as a person you remember them, you will be a great student of dance, and that will make you a better dancer as well.
That's beautiful, sir.
Well,
Sir, while you were talking about this and students imbibing information, it's just me as a purist, just venting with you to another artist, is that when I see choreography in film, especially Hindi films, for me, a Darling or a Agga Bai where Rani is doing belly dance, or where in Haider, Shahid is doing Chow, Bismil, they're few and far between where it's a specific dance form being projected in a song. Do we still have a long way to go with respect to really respecting a particular art form and then presenting it through Hindi films?
Today I would say, Anmol, in fact, I would take you back. I was doing this session at the Cannes Film Festival in 2014, I think, where I was talking about how cinema has changed in our country. If you look at our old films, we had classical dance a lot being used. Vajanti Mala was there, Vaida Ji was there, Asha Ji was there. They were all doing a lot of these classical dance forms. Then even Hema Ji time, there were a lot of classical dance forms. Then slowly it started changing. We had twists and we had rock and roll, and Helen Ji came in and did cabaret.
Yeah.
There's so much more that came in. Then Mithun Da came in and did disco. Govindas came and had introduced his own style. Then when Shamak came in, he brought in the jazz style of dancing. Yeah. So people started bringing in newer dance forms. And today our cinema is very global. So we cannot really stick to one particular area of dancing, or one particular state of dancing, or one particular genre of dancing. We can't say all our 7 songs in a film have to be classical and folk. Because I need to cater to an audience which is not only living in India. There was a time when cinema was only India based. Yeah. But today my audience is all over the world. Yeah. It's my foreigners who are seeing it, Asians, Africans, everybody is loving Bollywood films. So I need to cater to all types of audiences. Therefore my 7 songs will have 7 different styles of dancing. Therefore today you see 7 different choreographers doing 7 different songs in a film, because they bring their own expertise into the cinema. So yes, there are films where you see one authentic song, one love song, one party song, one sex happening song, one montage song. There's a mix of different things, because we need to cater to everybody. So and let's not take cinema as a way of learning, because cinema is a way of entertainment. The famous dialogue, entertainment. That's the fact. It is about entertainment. Let's not look at film and education. Because अगर आपको सीखना है, पढ़ना है, आप क्लास में जाइए, आप स्कूल में जाइए. That's the place where you learn from. Google is not your guru. Your guru has to be your guru. You can't learn from YouTube. You can't learn from Google. You can't learn from Netflix and Prime. All this is not a way to learn things. It's a way to maybe get excited about something new coming up. And if you like it, go to a school to learn what you want to learn, because education in anything, be it art, be it your other academics, education is very important. And that's what we are missing out on. Nowadays, we are looking at TV, reality shows as a way to learn things. It is not a way to learn things. It's only a way to have fun, to relax, to kind of just get excited about new things in life, see your friends on television and on screen and vote for them. And that's what it's meant for.
So, I recently, on the topic of gurus and teachers, I saw your Teachers Day post. I wanted to know who has been your guru, and can you please tell us a little about her?
So Eva Maria was my guru, and she taught me for many, many years. She's a Polish lady, and we danced together for almost 30 years. I think she's somebody who has taught me everything about dance, right from makeup to stage presence to what to wear, what not to wear. We were the first few ones to wear colored dancing shoes, which nobody used to wear on international dance floors. And I think apart from that, just teach me how to deal with people, what dance classes are all about, how we should prepare a dance syllabus, how, like, everything what I do in my class today has been everything has been taught by Eva Maria, and I don't think anything is mine, it's all hers.
Wow, that's beautiful. Also, I would request all the people who have tuned in on Facebook to ask questions. Sandeep sir is here with us for a limited time. He's a busy man. So please ask your questions away, and I will further ask Sandeep sir your queries or just like questions that you have for sir. So I also, one of the reasons why I have so much respect for you is in your dance journey, you have provided so many other avenues through your NGOs. And when I read about Dance for Cause or even the dance program that you created for the blind, how has that been a sort of integral part of your journey as well, to provide for others who are less fortunate?
You know, my grandfather once told me that when I said I want to dance, he said, Karo, but iska dhanda mat banana. Which was something, it was stuck in my mind and my heart forever. And when the time came and I said, I need to not make it a dhanda, I must give it back to the society. I might not be a millionaire, I might not be able to give big donations, but as an artist, my art is my donation. That's the only thing and the best thing I can give to people. And we, through our art form, can not only entertain, but even educate. So why don't I use this as a medium to provide what I'm supposed to be giving? I'm the window to the society. So if there are 1,000 types of NGOs and 1,000 type of causes in my country, I can pick up a few that I like, and I can, if I can create something on it to make awareness with it, why not? So I started Dance for a Cause in 2008 with my ex-wife, and thanks to Mrs. Parmeshwar Godrej, now she's no more. We did our first show of Dance for a Cause at the World Economic Forum in Davos in Switzerland. I had Bill Clinton sitting in front of me. I had Nicolas Sarkozy sitting in front of me. And our cause was Save the Tiger. And tiger, which is our national animal. Okay. And we tried to speak about the cause and how important it is not only for India, but for all over the world. And from that day till today, every year we pick up different causes. We make a dance drama. I call all my celebrity friends. I call my celebrity students. They come and perform for it. They come to watch it. And we, of course, whatever funds we raise through it is given to the particular NGO that we are helping. We are now in so many countries. We are in USA, we are in UK, in Singapore, Dubai, in Mauritius, in Malaysia. So many places I'm going and performing my Dance for a Cause, because I think it's these NGOs that we pick up is not only India-based, because these problems are everywhere, be it drug abuse, be it domestic violence, acid attack. I think it's not only in India, it's everywhere. And as an artist, I'm only trying to awaken people. I'm trying to make them understand and realize that it's happening around us. And we need to just be aware and take care of people and just get them out of their problems by love, because that's the only essence of life.
True, sir. Sir, that is extremely inspiring. Thank you so much for all your work also. There's some fan questions, and one of them is which has been a struggle for me as a student as well, while trying to create an impression with teachers. It's that beyond the skill and your capabilities, what is it that you identify with dancers which makes you put them on center stage for a dance performance?
I think individuality and personality is most important for me. Because techniques will come to you automatically when you start learning dance for some time. But how are you different from the others?
True.
Damru bajane se bandar bhi nachta hai. But how different are you as a person? What is your charisma on stage? That's what makes me shift them from right, left, or behind to the center stage. I think that is what makes them different. That's what makes them individually who they are. So don't try to copy anybody. We always try to copy someone. Don't copy anybody, but be yourself. Learn the technique, learn the dance, but bring out that yourself in it, because that is what will make you stand out from everybody else.
That is one thing that I'll have to keep in mind, because in my student journey, I've always tried to be like, yeah, I want to be like that guy, rather than looking within and
Yeah,
trying to.
because Anmol, because everybody wants to be Ritik, everybody wants to dance like Shahid, everybody wants to dance like Birju Maharaj or Sonal Mansingh. We all want to copy them. Don't copy them. Learn from them, understand what they're doing, no problem, because they are, of course, very good and we would like to, see what they're doing. But you have to have your own personality coming out in that particular move.
True. So now something that really fascinated with me was you doing the Rumi whirling dervishes recently. Can you tell me about this new sort of avenue that you are? And I see your captions. You really connected with the art form. So I really wanted to know, how did this start?
It was actually Anmol for a show I was doing. It was called Sehrandari, which was on the life of Draupadi, and we were talking about women's life then, women's life today. And my producer said, Sandeep, we need to put this Sufi whirling dancing, and it's called Tanura. It's from Egypt, and we would like you to go and learn this dance form for the show. So I was like, oh no, not again, one more travel. Okay, fine, a new dance form. Sound interesting, but I'm not sure whether I can do it at this age or not. So I said, let me just give it a shot. So I went to Egypt to learn this under a gentleman called Hassan Moura, who's one of the best Tanura dance teachers in the world. And I lived with him for a long time. And he taught me this dance form. And I felt it was not a dance. It was not spinning. It was something completely different. It was so spiritual because it puts you in a trance. It's as if you've had a high shot of drug and you don't know where exactly you're going, because it takes you into another world completely. You are not looking at anything around you, and only thing that connects you is your breath, yourself, your body to this divine energy that's created, which you don't know from where this light is coming onto you. And it's like you're under a spotlight and you are just, in this completely heavenly world, which is so beautiful that you can go on for hours and not just for a few minutes. And it kind of awakened a new thing inside me, and I didn't know what was happening. And when I was talking to him, I realized that it was not about the dance really. It was about the way you feel with the connection with the divine. And he told me one very beautiful thing. When I called him, I said, I'm coming from India to Egypt to learn under you. He said, I'm not sure if I'll teach you. I was like, I'm spending so much money to come, you better teach me. So he said, no, you come here, we'll see. And one thing which was, and I went there with not knowing whether I'm going to come back the next day or not. Because he said, you don't choose the dance form. You don't choose Tanura. Tanura will choose you. Which means if you keep spinning for half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour and a half hours, and you start feeling giddy, you're not meant for the dance form. The God has to shower his blessings onto you, and that rays that falls onto you will make you spin. You don't spin on your own. And I think that's what made me get connected to it. And I went there year after year. And I think each time I feel low, I feel depressed, or I just feel like just talking to him. We go to temples. Now temples are all closed. Everything is locked down. So the best way is to dance, because dance is like visiting a temple.
So I would also like to say, through just Kunwar Viyogi Memorial Trust, who is trying to encourage artists, especially from the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and through the language of Dogri, it would be our honor if one day we could, for our event, see you doing those dervishes on stage, because you are truly an inspirational, and we would love to.
Would love to. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. So also one last thing that I wanted to talk to you about was this pandemic has sort of made artists go into a process of trying to improvise on how they can go through this tough time, especially budding artists who want to get into the industry, who really want to explore themselves. What would be your advice, especially in this current scenario for any budding artist who's trying various avenues to express themselves?
I would say right now it's not a good time to get into anything. Just sit at home quietly for some time. So, but make the best use of this time. Learn more, read more, study more, because dance is education. Dance is not entertainment only. So please try your best to do a lot more of things with dancing, and not just waste your time on Facebook and Instagram, because that's not what's going to take you ahead in life. What will take you ahead in life is your art and your hard work in that art form. Now God has given this time to spend 10 hours with yourself, 12 hours yourself, just dancing, reading, studying, understanding. Give yourself that time, because another 6-8 months you might not get that time, because you'll get busy then with your work, with your profession of dancing. So this is the time God has given you. Please give it to your art form. Concentrate on your art form. Practice every single day. Read every single day. Try to get to the history, evolution, music, costumes. Do research work on a dance form, because it will enhance you as a dancer. Because dance is not only about doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Dance is a lot more than just being on stage and stepping and doing your movements. It's about understanding yourself and the dance form furthermore. So if you're a hip hop dancer, you are any kind of dancer, contemporary dancer, study, read about legends of those dance forms, how the movements have come. And there's so much more to learn in dance. It's a big sea of knowledge. And just try to take a few drops from that sea, because it will only enhance you as a person.
Thank you so much, sir. Those are extremely wise words and really inspiring for any artist who's listening. Thank you, sir, for joining us. It was truly an honor, and I would really want this relationship between KVM and you to prosper further. And hopefully, we can talk about various cultures in this beautiful country and present the world that everything beautiful is in India. You don't have to look any further.
I completely agree with you, Anmol. Thank you to the trust, and thank you so much to the Artist Circle for calling me again on this show, because it just feels wonderful to talk to you and to everybody else. And have a wonderful week ahead. Stay safe and stay home.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.